Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's On The Social. This is the show where you take control and send in questions for me to answer. First of all, I just want to apologise. There wasn't a show last week. It was such a busy week. Obviously, we had the cup game against Spurs. And yeah, it was just a mental week. I had the radio show on the Monday. So, look, going to get straight into this week's show because I've got a few questions coming. So I'm going to start off with at PaulJK75. There's been talk about Zabaleta moving on at the end of the season. I would be gutted if he left. From what you've seen of Fredericks so far, is he the man to replace Zabaleta, or should we be looking for a new right back in the summer? By the way, I do think Fredericks has a lot of potential. Yeah, I totally agree with Fredericks. I think he's got a lot of potential. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted about the news about Zabaleta wanting to leave. I mean, I think he's 33 at the moment. Turning 34 in January. So I think maybe we could have got another year out of him. I mean, the way he's been playing this season, he's been top class. And yeah, it's going to be disappointing to lose Zabaleta at the end of the season. But he's been a good... I know he's only been here 2 seasons, but he's been a good servant for West Ham. He's always give it 110% every week. As for Fredericks, yeah, we would need to bring in another right back to give Fredericks competition. But I think that'll only make Fredericks a better player. As you said, he's got a lot of potential to go to the very top. And yeah, so yeah, we definitely need to bring someone in to give him a fight though. Moving on, at Phil Gatwick. It's not a question this week, but can we have a good luck message to Baz for Sunday? I can't be there for the boxing, but sending good wishes, and please give our best to Isla when you travel out on Monday, if you can still walk. Yeah, most of you know now, Baz is obviously fighting in a charity fight where he's raising money for DT38 and for Isla, obviously. Yeah, it's at the York Hall on Sunday. There are tickets still available, so go on to Baz's Twitter and all the ticket information's on there. But it's going to be a great day. I mean, as I said to Baz on Saturday, it takes a lot for someone to step into a ring in front of a packed house. So good luck, Baz, and you know, yeah, all for a good cause, of course. Right, moving on. At the Hoss 84, what do you think of Pellegrini's start so far? Is the current points total what you/we all expected or not? I mean, we're sitting 13th on 11 points. 3 wins, 2 draws, 6 defeats. Yeah, I mean, obviously we'd all love more points. But we've got a few games coming up now, barring the Man City game, which anything off of Man City at the moment will be a bonus. But we've got a run of games coming up now until the end of December, where there's a lot of points up for grabs that we can pick up against teams around us or just above us. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, I'd love to be sitting on more points, but we have had a tough start. We've been to some... we've been to the Emirates, we've been to Anfield, we've had Chelsea, United. I know we've beat United, but we've played some top teams and we've let ourselves down against teams like Wolves and Bournemouth at home. So yeah, no, there's a lot of points coming up over the next month, 6 weeks. So yeah, fingers crossed we pick up a lot more points. Right, at WHU Polls, who has been your hammer of the year so far? There's a couple really. You know, Fabianski I think's been great. Diop, Rice. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go for Diop. I'm gonna go for Issa Diop at the moment. I think Fabianski's been unbelievable as well. But for me, if I had to pick one now, I'd say Issa Diop. Right, at Kai Backman YT, how many goals would you expect Arnautovic to get this season? I mean, at the moment, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's got 5 goals so far this season. Scored 11 last year, so if he carries on, as long as he can stay fit for the season, I can see him getting easy over 12 goals. I'd say between 12 and 16 goals. Hopefully, I'd love to see him get 20, but I'd say between 12 and 16 goals. But we can't keep relying on Arnautovic. We need more players to start chipping in with some more goals as well. Right, at Edrupt_James. What positions do we need to improve on in January? I think a creative midfielder should be top of the list. Yeah, definitely in the midfield area. We've got a lot of injuries. Obviously Yarmolenko and Sanchez are out for the season. Wilshere should be back in a couple of weeks, but you can't always rely on him to stay fit. Lanzini's not back until they're talking February time. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talks about Loftus-Cheek and Danny Drinkwater from Chelsea. Loftus-Cheek, I think now is out of the question. I think he's settled into Chelsea, so I can't see him going out on loan. Danny Drinkwater would be a good option, someone to just sit there and hold. But yeah, I mean, I can see it being a busy January for West Ham once again. Probably be more loans than spending money, but we definitely need some midfielders. Right, at Oliver Jonas 2, should Chicharito start on Saturday? For me, no. I think we should stay the same as we did against Burnley. Obviously, we've got Huddersfield this week. I watched Huddersfield on Monday night. And they're there for the taking. If we go there and play the way we did against Burnley, just tighten up a little bit in midfield, then we should be okay to go there and get the 3 points. But Hernandez is a great option to bring off the bench. Hopefully that goal he got on Saturday will give him a lot of confidence now going into these future games, because we've got some big games coming up and we need our big players to start performing and scoring goals. So yeah, I'd stay the same for Saturday, but he's definitely a good option to have. Right, at Lewis Tucker _94. How do you feel about Snodgrass' new position as a temporary centre midfielder? Does this position suit him more than playing out on the wing? Look, I think Robert Snodgrass has been unbelievable all season for me. He had a torrid time at West Ham when he first joined. The owners sort of slated him a bit in the press. He went to Aston Villa, had a great season. He's come back pre-season, got his head down. He's got into the first team. All right, if everyone was fully fit, he probably wouldn't be a starter. But look, he's taken his chance, and I thought he played really well in that role on Saturday. He'll probably start there again on this Saturday against Huddersfield with Rice and Obiang. But yeah, I like him, and I like the way that he chases the ball down. He's not afraid to put a tackle in. He's becoming a little fan's favourite now. As we see on Saturday, he's been nominated to take the corners now because Anderson couldn't take a corner. But nah, yeah, I've really been impressed with Snodgrass so far this season. Right, at Jack _Hobson 12. David Moyes became manager a year ago today. How do you think fans will remember his time? Yeah, I mean, he saved us. He kept us up. He come in to do a job to keep us up, and he done it. Didn't set the world alight, but look, without David Moyes, we'd probably be in the Championship. So, yeah, fair play to David Moyes. He kept us up, and that's what he was brought in to do. So, yeah, that's how the fans will remember him, for a man that done his job, basically. Right, Sean Trumpet Gardiner. Would you play Wilshere when fit, and how does he fit into the team? Yeah, I mean, at the moment we need someone in midfield because we're a bit short in there at the moment with all the injuries. But yeah, look, Jack Wilshere fully fit. Yeah, he starts for me. But as we've seen with Wilshere, he picks up a little injury. It turns in from 2 weeks to 4 weeks to 6 weeks. So we can't guarantee Wilshere's going to be fit all the time. So for me, as a sub, someone you bring on chasing a game as well, is a good sub to have. Look, there's no denying his talent, but it's his injury. He's unfortunate because he is a good player, and I'd love to see him starting for West Ham. But no, he's not a starter for me. Not at the moment when everyone's fit. Right, Gary Fleurs. Do you think under Pellegrini we will win trophies? I mean, we had a good chance this season at that League Cup. I was disappointed with the Tottenham result. I really thought we could have, if we beat Tottenham, then I don't see why we couldn't have got to Wembley. Pellegrini has won this tournament, won the League Cup before. But look, there's still the FA Cup. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but there is still the FA Cup. So let's see if we can get around. The FA Cup starts in January. If we get through a good Christmas period, we're sort of mid-table, we're not down the bottom, then we can start fielding stronger teams in the FA Cup and really go for it. But look, I'm hoping Pellegrini is going to be there for a few seasons, and you never know. He's a man that likes to win trophies, so you never know. Right. Mark Nunnery, what the hell is happening with Andy Carroll? Keep getting dates for his so-called return, which come and go and nothing. Yeah, it's very frustrating with Andy Carroll. I mean, there's been rumours that he's been meant to have been back the last couple of weeks, and there's still no sign of him. And they're talking now after the international break. And look, it's been frustrating for us as fans, for Pellegrini, for Andy Carroll himself. You know, we want Andy Carroll fit, because when he is fit, there's no denying. You know, he changes games, he wins games. You know, if you're chasing a game, you bring him on. If you're defending a game, you bring him on to help out at the back, defend corners. Whether he's going to stay fit, you know, we've been saying this since the day we signed him. I remember his debut against Fulham, and he picked up an injury. He's always seemed to just be injury prone, a bit like Jack Wilshere. And it's frustrating for us fans, because we want him to do well. Because as I said, on his day, he's unplayable. You know, any team would love an Andy Carroll fully fit as an option. So I'm hoping that he'll be back after the international break. As I said, we've got a run of loads of massive games coming up against teams around us. So, yeah, we need our players back, and we need our big players back. Right, moving on. Last question, it looks like. Luke Tenans, what player would you want to keep above anyone else next summer? Oh, that's a good question. That's a tough one. For me, it's got to be Marko Arnautovic. It could be Declan Rice, Diop. You know, I'm hoping that Rice gets his contract sorted soon. But for me, it's got to be Marko Arnautovic. He's our best player. You know, what he offers us. You see on Saturday against Burnley, just the way he chases defenders down and panics them. And, you know, I love a player like that. And when Marco's on top form, the team respond, the fans respond, and that's what you want, a maverick, you know, someone that can change a game, win you a game. For me, yeah, on the spot now, it would be Marko Arnautovic. Definitely Marko Arnautovic for me. But yeah, that's it for this week's questions. As always, thank you so much for sending in your questions. We've got quite a few today. These ones are just picked at random. So yeah, as always, keep subscribing to the channel. We passed 41,000 subscribers at the weekend, so yeah, we're over the moon. It keeps going up, which is a good sign. And we've got so much content coming up over the week. You got Scott will have a preview out this week. Dan should have a West Ham week, as long as there's a bit of news to talk about. I know he was struggling last week. It was a slow week. What else we got? Me and Scott will be up Huddersfield on Saturday, so if you see us outside the ground after win, lose or draw, you know, come over, give us your thoughts on the game. Hopefully we're talking about another 3 points for West Ham and another massive win. And of course, post-match pint. I think Nicky will be back with with Dan and Graham. Me and Scott will be up in Huddersfield, so we'll be missing it. So yeah, Nicky will be back for post-match pint. And yeah, I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching this week's show. One thing left to say,